Every day it irritates me to see videos about the next big side hustle or news articles about the next big side hustle. Somebody quit their job and is now making 10,000 a day or whatever. Now, most of these are usually false, but what irritates me even more than that are those that are selling courses on how to do this side hustle for however many £1,000 or $1,000, because all they want to do is sell you this course. Because if what they are doing or telling you to do was really that successful, they'd be doing it themselves and they won't be selling you a course on how to do it. But if you're in that position and you do want a side hustle, you do want your own business, and you do want to make something successful, I'm going to tell you 2 or 3 things in this video that are going to make that happen for you. Because in the last month or two, I've had more people than ever ask me how to set up a successful business, how to get something going, and how to make it work. So in this video, I'm going to share the only things with you that are really going to work, and I'm not going to charge you a single penny for it. I'm not going to ask you to sign up for a course or anything like that. The only thing I will say is if you want to really shift your mindset somewhat, you can read some of the books that I've read that changed my mindset many, many years ago, and I'll link those in the description below. These are just 2 of those books. They are 2 of many, many books, but I'm not going to bombard you with all of them. These are just the 2 main books, and you'll find them in the top of the description linked below. So I'm going to jump straight into it. I'm not going to talk about why each one of those side hustles don't work. All I'm going to say is if they don't fit into one of the categories that I'm about to tell you, then they won't work. Now, these 3 categories are as follows. Number 1, you need to be finding something that you are passionate about. Why do I say that? Because if you're passionate about something, you are going to actively and avidly learn everything there is to know about this subject. You're going to learn everything that is worth knowing. You're going to learn the things that are not worth knowing, and you're going to ignore those. And you're generally just going to spend as much time as is necessary to get absolutely knowledgeable, passionate, and gain as much experience as is necessary to make that passion of yours useful and valuable. So whatever your passion is, you can find a way to make your passion valuable, and you can turn that into your side hustle. There is no need to go looking for the next best cheap product on Amazon that you can double the price and sell it on Fulfilled by Amazon and all this sort of stuff. Yes, that works if someone has a successful business and you can set up business, but that's a different kind of passion. If your passion is business and sourcing products and setting up the business and all of this sort of stuff, yes, that's fine. But if your passion is not in that, it's going to fail. However, if you find what your passion is, let's say you have a passion for a particular sport, then you can find a way of leveraging your passion for that sport. Even if it's only creating a YouTube channel, such as my Black Belt Barrister YouTube channel, which if you're not subscribed, by the way, head over there and subscribe because that's my main channel now. But law is a passion of mine, and moreover, helping people understand things is a passion of mine. So law is a passion, business is a passion, helping people to understand things is a passion. So on my Black Belt Barrister channel, helping people to understand law is a passion of mine. So that channel has now grown, and I am just about to hit 250,000 subscribers, and I get 3 to 5 million views every single month. That has grown, and that has been successful because all of you guys that have watched it have seen the passion that I have to deliver an understanding of law. That's why the channel works. That's why anything works, because you put a passion into something and to make it work. Now, of course, you can turn a passion into a product selling business. Let's say, going back to sport, let's say you've got a passion for that sport. You would obviously be knowledgeable about the sport because of your passion in the sport. So you would know everything there is to know about the sport and every product that is worth having. You might even come across a product or come up with a product that is absolutely essential that you can't find readily available, that you can bring readily available to the marketplace. And that might be your absolute golden nugget because of your passion. But it might not be out of actually practicing the sport. It might come about because your passion in the sport led you to understand it in such a degree that you can bring these products to market just better than anybody else can. When you look behind all of these successful businesses, they will all have something in common, and it will either be a passion for business or a passion for the thing that is behind the business. But now let's say that you don't have a burning passion for anything. Now, what do you do? Well, everyone will have spent a great deal of time doing something. And if you haven't and you're still young, then you've got all the time in the world to decide what it is that you want to spend your time doing. Or better still, go back to step one and find your passion. Find something that you're passionate about. But if you can't find anything you're passionate about, or it's too late to find anything, or you think it's too late to find anything you're passionate about, which I don't think it is, by the way, but let's say that's what you think, look at something that you've already done for a long time and that you're good at. I met musicians at one stage that had no passion at all for music, and I found that quite extraordinary, because I met some of the best musicians in some of the world's leading orchestras that had no passion for the music. He told me he just was given a violin and was told to play, and so he became good at it because he spent so many hours practicing because he was told to practice, but had no passion for the music. I know barristers that have no passion for law. They're just good at it because they've spent so long doing it and they're insanely intelligent. But simply because of the experience and the knowledge in those fields, albeit a lack of passion, they would be best placed to set up some kind of business around that experience because they know exactly what a prospective client, prospective customer would need to make that a successful and viable business. It might be a product, it might be a service, it might be plugging a gap, it might be providing a solution. This is coming on to the third thing, because if you don't have a passion for something and you don't really have experience in something, you can move on to the third thing, which is finding or providing a solution for something. Now, ideally, you've got a passion for something, experience in something, and it plugs a solution. That's the trifecta. But if you don't have the passion and you don't have the experience, you can certainly look for the solution to a problem. If you are solving a problem, then you will find a successful business. But with all of these things, it's going to take perseverance. It's going to take time and effort. And there's going to be bumps along the way. There's going to be difficulties. There's going to be relationship issues. I would never really suggest you go into business with somebody, especially if it's somebody you know, and especially if it's one of your family. Because businesses invariably create problems, usually based around money, because people have different ideas about how to spend money, use money, make money, save money, and all the rest of it. And when people have different ideas about money and different ideas about how to run the business, that will usually cause problems and usually cause arguments, usually cause a breakup, and relationship difficulties are probably one of the biggest reasons businesses break up in the first year. And most businesses break up in the first year. But ideally, if it's just you and you need some support in a certain area of the business, find a way of paying for it. Because if you've paid for the service, and make sure you research the service properly, but if you've paid for the service, then that's it. It's a simple contract. If that person owns part of the business or they've put money into the business, there may very quickly be a disagreement on how to spend the money, save the money, how to set up the certain product or service, or how to run the business, and all these kind of things. And if there's those disagreements along the way, they are the quickest way for the business to collapse. So you can see, going straight from the passion, the experience, solving a problem, and then setting up and running the business, there are fairly quickly going to be some very difficult obstacles to overcome. But that is when your passion or your experience or your simple desire to plug that solution are going to come in and make that business work. So when you see these videos and articles about a very quick side hustle that's going to make you money very quickly and very easily, these are almost never going to work, at least if you don't at least apply one of those three main things that I've talked about. Either passion for what you're doing, experience in what you're doing, or you're plugging some really serious problem or finding some solution to something. So if you're doing one of those three things and you combine it with one of those side hustles, then yes, it might work. But otherwise, these side hustle things just don't work. Now, as I said, I'm not priming you to sign up to any kind of course or anything that I'm offering. This is just what I've noticed that works for anyone that I've encountered that has a successful business over many decades. So I hope that is of some use to you. If you've got questions and comments and you want follow-up videos, I'm happy to do those. Just please do like the video and subscribe, and I appreciate that. And that's all the thanks that I need. So in the meantime, thank you for watching.